The current generation Audi A3 was introduced just last year and is already one of the top selling vehicles in the class of subcompact entry-level luxury cars. Many people love the A3 for its compact dimensions and reasonable pricing. There is also pretty much a model for everyone, whether you want a top-down convertible or the tire-scorching S3 model. So let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Audi S3. Now, ours we have here is the high-performance version of the A3 called the S3. And if you really want to set the S3 apart from the regular one, you really have to start off with the front grille and the S3 symbol on the front right here. And then you can also tell that this is an S3 because of these 19-inch V-spoke wheels and a nice titanium matte finish. And this comes on the black optic performance package, which is actually a new package for the 2016 model year. It also comes with Audi's magnetic ride and an exterior kit too. Now for the 2016 model year, there's actually many more standard features, including a rear view camera, parking sensors, and heated side mirrors too. Now here goes the key fob for the S3. Pretty high quality looking key fob design here. You have a switchblade too, and then you have your lock, your unlock, and then to release your trunk, and then your panic button is on the side right here. Now it is the brilliant black exterior color with smart key access on all four doors. And then it also has a two-toned black and magma red leather interior. And then I also do love how they put the S3 logo on the seats right here. You also do have your power driver seat with power recline and four-way power lumbar. Now stepping on inside of the S3 here, you're greeted with a very simplistic design that's also yet very stylish and very sporty looking too. Love the brushed aluminum trim and then the red stitching on the steering wheel, and then I love the flat bottom design, very sporty. And then you also do have your S3 logo right here too. And then I also particularly love these seats with the magma red leather and then the two-toned, gives it more contrast. Very nice. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. I think Audi's finally got the hang of that. Hasn't always been that way. Used to require more steps. And what you were hearing there was a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Now you do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel with a 3-spoke design. Love the steering wheel rim here. Coming to your transmission, you have a 6-speed S-tronic automatic transmission. You also do have manual shiftability and then paddle shifters. What kind of high performance vehicle would it be without paddle shifters, of course? And then when you put the vehicle into reverse, it displays your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. And then there's different settings that you could change for the rear view camera here, like the front volume, front frequency, and then for the rear too. And then you also do have front and rear parking sensors. When you click on the graphic button, it shows you a little graphic of it too, of the parking sensors. Also do love how they put S-tronic on the shifter. Pretty cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards. Automatic driver's side window. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. Like I said, we do have these 19-inch V-spoke design wheels and the nice titanium matte finish. And then you also do have red brake calipers too, which are a $400 option. But very nice looking wheels that are special to the S3 model. LED headlights with LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. Beautiful. You also do have front parking sensors, like I said. Now under the hood here, this is the real story. This is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Pretty small displacement. It produces 292 horsepower at 5,400 RPM. Pretty good numbers. And then 280 pound-feet of torque at 1,900 RPM. With EPA estimates being a pretty darn fuel efficient, 23 in the city and 31 on the highway. But it does run on premium unleaded fuel. Now you're probably thinking that's not a whole lot of power for especially a high performance version model, but it is a lot of power for this little itty bitty car, and it really gets the Audi S3 up and moving pretty well, and therefore it's a pretty strong powertrain for the S3. Now pricing for the S3 starts at the Premium Plus model, which starts at $42,500. The Prestige starts at $48,650. And then there's not really that many competitors for the S3, but its main rival is certainly the Mercedes-Benz CLA AMG. Coming to the rear, we have LED taillights with LED turn signals. And then on the S3 model, we get these quad exhaust tips, which look quite nice. Very sharp looking car. Like I said, EPA estimates are 23 city, 31 highway. Total vehicle price is $52,210. Of course, power everything, power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. Sounds pretty good. Now, of course, build quality and materials are exquisite inside of here. This is a German vehicle, if you didn't know that. We have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, mid door panel, armrest. Dashboard is a nice soft touch padded material, the whole entire dashboard, even this part right here too. But they had to cheapen out somewhere. This is a hard touch plastic. This is Audi's cheapest vehicle in their lineup, and then also this is soft to the touch, the center console lid. Build quality is also pretty excellent inside of here, can't complain about that. Everything feels pretty well put together, not too many interior trim and pieces creak. So overall, build quality and materials, like I said earlier, is exquisite. But that's what I kind of expected. This is kind of an expensive vehicle. Coming to the steering wheel design, love the steering wheel here, very stylish. And then I really do love the S3 logo on the flat bottom design. Feels really nice in my hands too. The steering wheel rim feels just right. Coming to these controls over here, this controls your little color information display, which I will get to a little later in the video. Right here we have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition, and then the steering wheel also does manually tilt and telescope. And then here's your cruise control stock right there. Coming up here, we have your auto-dimming rear view mirror with an integrated compass, interior illumination lighting, which are LEDs. Down here we have your cup holders, a 12-volt power outlet, and then these are your controls for your Audi MMI interface, which I'll get to in just a second. Your electronic parking brake is also right there. One complaint I do have with the S3, and not only the S3, the Audi A3 too, is that there are no USB ports inside of here. That is a huge problem. But Audi does provide a music interface. And then you have a charge-only port too. But there's just no regular USB ports like how you will find in any other vehicle. It's not the same. And then we have your sunroof. Very nice. Love the shade here. Then I also do love the black headliner. These are also LEDs too. As far as the seats go, the seats are very comfortable, and they do hold you in place quite well when you're going around twisty corners on a canyon road. And then thigh support is also excellent too. You also do have a manual thigh extension on this seat and this seat as well, which is nice. Helps out with thigh support quite a bit. Now, visibility in the S3 as well as the A3 is pretty darn good. There's lots of side glass area. The A pillars are pretty darn thin, and then outward visibility is good. When you get to rearward visibility, it can be a lot worse, and visibility inside of this car is much better than the Mercedes CLA with its sloping roofline and sleek styling, but visibility isn't too shabby. Now, coming to your climate controls, pretty easy to figure out. I love how simple and clean this whole dashboard looks. I'm very impressed with that. A lot of car manufacturers can't manage to do that. Coming to your climate controls, we have dual zone automatic climate control. Over here we have your temperatures. This is for the driver's side, and then the passenger side, of course. Your recycling is right there, rear window defroster, fan speeds, and your different zones. Simple as that. That's how simple it should be. I do wish the knobs were just a little bigger, especially for the fan speeds, but not too big of a complaint. The buttons feel very high quality. And then you also do have 3-staged heated seats for the driver and the passenger too. Coming up to these little buttons, we have your Audi Drive Select, which you can select between different modes, which I'll get to a little later. We have your parking sensors on and off button, your hazards, and then traction control off button, and then this button actually flips down the screen, which is pretty cool. Some might think that's a rear window sunshade button, but it's for the screen. Another styling treatment I really do love inside of the S3 here is the little tweeters for the air vents, and then I just love the surroundings of them too. They feel very high quality, very stylish. Now let's get to the Audi MMI interface here. We've seen this interface many times before. It's controlled by this big old dial right here and then the buttons surrounding it. This is not a touchscreen here. I repeat, this is not a touchscreen. Now, coming to your car, basically you have your Audi Drive Select right here, and you could select between your different modes. You have your individual, dynamic, auto, and comfort. And then you also do have 4 main corners, as you can see, and then your corners are selected by the buttons. Coming to the car systems, you can change your vehicle settings, driver assistance settings too, like the parking aid, speed warning, Audi active lane assist, rain sensors, and then your AC, service and control. I also do love how they put a back button right here, which is very useful. And then you could set your individual, like the engine and transmission, damper control, steering, engine sound. You also do have adaptive cruise control on this bad boy. Coming to your telephone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have all of your contacts stored on there. and have an integrated dial pad. You have different call options. Then you have your telephone settings right there, data connection, network connection, Wi-Fi. Then you have your Audi Connect, but of course you have to have your SIM card inserted in there. Now coming to navigation, Audi certainly has one of the best navigation systems in the business. The processing is good, and I love the rendering and the graphics too. We also do have live traffic, live weather, and all of that good stuff. When you come to traffic, over here it shows you like a list of all the accidents of what's going on and stuff. And then when you come to destination, you have your online destination, your points of interest like a gas station or something, or a restaurant. Last destinations, and then if you want to just manually put in an address, intersection, saved addresses, and picture destination. So there's a lot of different sources you can get your destination from. When you click on the address, you can also do it in many different ways. You could do it by voice, or you could do it by manually putting it in through the dial, or you could do it by the touchpad too, which is pretty cool.
1.
I just wrote a 1. I'm going to try to write a 3 right now.
3.
It's pretty good at recognizing it too. Very nice. And then you have settings that you can change, like the day and night map, map views, map display, all that good stuff. Or if you want to put a speed limit display on or off. Very nice. Coming to media. Your different media sources include all of the norm. You have a jukebox, which is not part of the norm, but Bluetooth streaming audio, as well as an SD card slot, and Wi-Fi is all the norm here. And AM, FM, and XM satellite radio. And this is your radio right here. We also do have HD radio. Of course, you could select your different presets, all that good stuff. And if you want to get back to the main menu, all you do is have to click on the menu button right here. Very nice how they have just a straight up menu button. Coming to tone, you can change the balance and fader, the treble, the bass. You also do have a subwoofer in this vehicle. And then other sound settings like the voice guidance, parking aid, MMI touch, speed dialogue system, and then your surround too. Very nice. Overall, the Audi MMI interface is certainly one of the best in the business. I love how good it looks with the rendering and the graphics, and then the processing is also pretty darn good too. But it's also pretty simple and easy to use once you get used to it. Now coming to the gauges, love the gauges here that they put on the S3. Very unique and distinctive looking with the gray background. I also do love how they put the S3 logo right here on the tachometer. Then over here you have your speedometer too. Coming in the center right there, you have your color information display. Like I said, it's all controlled by these buttons. You have your digital speedometer, and then an exterior temperature readout display, and then it gives you the date too. Coming right here, if you have any warnings on, then it'll show up right there too. And then you could change your different media source from here, or your different radio station. It shows what song is playing, all of that good stuff. And then you can connect your phone, and then it shows you if there's any phone connected or if there's any incoming phone calls. And then shows you your navigation if you're on-road or off-road, and then your direction of travel, which is pretty cool. Overall, love this whole setup here. Now driving the Audi S3, there's certainly a clear distinction between the regular A3 as well as this model too. The 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder provides certainly ample amounts of power. However, it's not super fast feeling that it will rock you back in your seat, but it may impress some of your friends. Now, like I said, even though this 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder may sound like it doesn't offer a whole lot of power, this vehicle is not that big of a vehicle, and the acceleration is pretty darn fast. Now the steering on top of that is also very precise, and it's very engaging when driving this vehicle. And the different drive selects do change up the throttle response and the steering quite a bit on the S3 here. The ride quality on the S3 is a little bit firm. It may be firm for some people. When you put it into comfort mode, it doesn't really change the firmness a whole lot, but you may want to check that out and checking the wheel sizes that you get when choosing the S3 and making sure that it's not too firm for you. But overall, the Audi S3 certainly doesn't disappoint when handling this vehicle and the power. It's certainly a very wonderful experience, and it's very engaging to drive. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the S3. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear, of course. Now sitting back here, you can't really expect a whole lot of room, especially given the car's dimensions. But legroom, I expected it to be a little bit worse. I have the driving position to where mine would be at. I'm about 6 feet tall. You also do have dual map pockets, rear air vents, another 12-volt power outlet, and then a rear center armrest with cup holders. LED lighting back here too. Headroom isn't too shabby, it's just the legroom. The seats themselves are also pretty comfortable. Alright. Love how the trunk opens all the way up. Trunk space isn't too bad. You do have a ski trunk pass through. And a spare tire. Full powered passenger seat with power recline and 4-way power lumbar. Glove box compartment, nice and damped and lined with felt. Like I said, you do have a manual thigh extension. So the 2016 Audi S3 checks off all the boxes for a high-performance, compact luxury sports sedan. It's luxurious, filled with technology, stylish, engaging to drive, and has plenty of power. And it's also pretty darn fuel efficient too. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.